Good morning students, welcome to the class of FIBCom semester 1 and we are learning about the capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, deferred revenue expenditure, receipts, profits, and today we are going to see some of the illustrations related to this topic. So these are 5 examples are given, 5 questions are given. First is professional fees paid in connection with acquisition of leasehold premises. Second, cost of registration and documentation of a newly formed company. Third, compensation paid to a retrenched employee for loss of employment. Fourth, expenditure incurred on purchase of clothes for uniform of employees. Fifth, payment of import duty on purchase of raw materials. So what is asked to us? State with reasons whether the following expenditure is capital, revenue or deferred revenue. So these 5 are different types of expenditures and you are supposed to give the reasons why this is a capital expenditure or it is a revenue expenditure or it is deferred revenue expenditure. So first of all you have to classify the expenditure and then you have to tell the reason why it is so. So we have given answer, it is capital expenditure. Now we have to tell the reasons. First of all, see, leasehold premises means what? Means some building or some campus or some factory premises may be there. Leasehold means what? You have taken it on rent, on lease, but it is for long term, not for 1 year. It is for more than 1 year, right? So then if it is more than 1 year, then the benefits are future benefits. We have seen the test of capital expenditure. The first test is there should be future benefits. The benefit should not be less than 1 year. So the leasehold premises benefit is more than 1 year, just like a building or any other fixed asset. It is non-recurring nature. So you don't acquire any premises on day-to-day basis. It is a non-recurring, means it is not going to repeat on daily basis. You are acquiring leasehold premises once in a while. So it is capital expenditure. And third reason, it is used for acquiring a fixed asset. So leasehold premises are fixed assets and those will be shown where? Those will be shown into the balance sheet, and every year you are going to write off some of this part. You are going to amortize. Amortize means what? Just like the depreciation. You are going to depreciate it, right? So all these reasons are given here and that's why it is capital expenditure. Second example is cost of registration of a newly formed company. So that cost of registration will be treated as deferred revenue expenditure. Now why it is a deferred revenue expenditure? So we have to see where it arises, from which activity it arises. It arises from investing activity. Investing activity means what? There are 3 activities. First is business activity, right? Second is investing activity and third is financing activity. So business activity means what? Your day-to-day business, that is called as also operating activity. Investing activity means what? You either purchase assets or you sell the fixed assets. Financing activity means what? You either pay the capital or you raise the capital. So that is financing activity. So this expense arises from investing activity because you are forming a company, right? And that company has future benefits. The cost of registration is of revenue nature, but it has future benefits. This company will work for so many years and will give revenue to you for so many years. So it has future benefits. Then such expenses will be known as what? Preliminary expenses, and they arise from which activity? Investing activity. You are forming a company, that whole company will be asset for you and it will be written off in upcoming years. These expenses will be written off in upcoming years. So this will be treated as deferred revenue expenditure. Let us see the next example. Revenue expenditure, next example is compensation paid to retrenched employees will be treated as revenue expenditure. Retrenched means what? You have terminated their employment. You have dismissed them from the employment. They are not working in your factory or office so far. So you have to pay them some compensation. So it's a routine activity for a business, so that it is treated as revenue expenditure. It arises from which activity? Operating activity, and it is lost to the enterprise. Next example, expenses incurred for uniform clothing of employees. So uniform clothing is for employees, and employees means that is again related to your operating activity. It is recurring nature. It has benefit again for 1 year only, right? Because next year again you have to give them some money for their uniform, right? So that is revenue expenditure. Next, payment of import duty on purchase of raw material imported. Again, this will be treated as revenue expenditure. What you are importing? You are importing raw material. So it will be added to the purchase cost of that raw material, right? That import duty will not be treated any separate expenditure, that will be part of the purchase cost of the raw material. So purchasing raw material is basically operating activity. It is recurring nature. It has benefit for year only, and it is intended for acquiring material. For what? Why you are acquiring the material? For producing the goods for resale. You are going to make some finished goods and you are going to sell these goods, and that's why it is related to which activity? Operating activity. So this expenditure is treated as revenue expenditure. Suppose this was for not for raw material, but it was for fixed assets. This import duty was for purchasing and fixed asset or for purchasing and machinery. Then what will happen? In this case, this will be treated as capital expenditure, because now the activity will be changed. Activity will be investing activity. The nature will change. It will be non-recurring nature. The benefit will be changed. The benefit will be for future years, and it is intended to acquire fixed assets. So if this import duty is for fixed asset or a machine, then it will be capital expenditure. But in our case, it is incurred for purchase of raw material. So it will be treated as what? Revenue expenditure. You got my point? Okay, let's move to the next example. State which of the following expenses are capital, revenue and deferred revenue. Explain with reasons. So 8 examples are here. We will see them one by one. First example, expenditure incurred on overhauling machine. What is meant by overhauling? If you want to overhaul a machine, you need to separate all the parts. You will move all the parts and you will make oiling, you will make the cleaning, right? And you will assemble these parts again. That process is called as overhauling. So overhauling is for what? It is for maintenance. You need to maintain your machinery for better production, but it will not increase your capacity of production. It will just maintain the fixed asset. So it is revenue expenditure. It is of recurring nature. You may need the overhauling after 1 week or every month, right? So it is recurring nature, and it has a benefit only for some limited period. That's why it is treated as revenue expenditure. Next question is taxes paid. If you have paid some taxes, then the answer is it is revenue expenditure. It arises from the operating activity. Which activity? Operating activity, because it is part of your routine of the business, every year you will earn the income. It is income on your sales. So that on that income you have to pay the taxes, and it is recurring expenditure, so it will be treated as revenue expenditure. Next is cost of goodwill. Now cost of goodwill will be treated as what? Capital expenditure. First of all, you need to find out why you are incurring these expenses. Goodwill is what? It is fixed intangible asset. So you are acquiring an intangible asset which is a fixed asset. So it is non-recurring nature. Do you purchase goodwill on day-to-day basis? No. You purchase material on day-to-day basis, but you don't purchase goodwill on day-to-day basis. How do you purchase goodwill? Whenever you amalgamate with some else firm, or whenever you purchase new business, someone else business, then goodwill is created. That means this activity is what? This arises from investing activity. When you purchase business of some else entity, someone else, then that is investing activity, right? And you are purchasing that business, that means you are purchasing their assets, so it has benefit for future years. It is cost of acquisition of a fixed asset. So you are purchasing a fixed asset which is intangible. The asset may be tangible or may be intangible. So all this cost will be treated as capital expenditure. Here may be, instead of goodwill, there may be copyrights, or there may be patents. The answer will be same, because all these are what? Intangible fixed assets. These are non-recurring expenditure. They have benefit for future years, and it is the cost for acquisition of the fixed assets, and they arises from which activity? Investing activity. So it will be treated as capital expenditure. Next, wages paid to the workers for erection of a new machinery. So erection means what? Installation. You are installing a new machinery into your factory, and for that installing you have to pay to the some workers. Those who are handling this machine, you have to pay them. Now answer is what? It is treated as capital expenditure. Now why? First of all, see, you have purchased a new machinery. You are installing new machinery. That means this is which activity? This is investing activity. Here it is written. It is investing activity. Right? Are you going to install the machinery on day-to-day basis? No. That means this is non-recurring expenditure. This is not a recurring expenditure. It is non-recurring expenditure. Right? And all the expenses incurred to acquire a fixed asset until it comes to working condition is treated as capital expenditure, and it is added to the cost of machinery. Means what? You have purchased this new machinery, but is it working yet? No. Is the production has been started? No. So unless and until the production starts, that means it comes to working condition, right? Until then, all the expenses made on this machinery will be treated as capital expenditure. So installation wages paid to the worker will be also capital expenditure, and that will be added to the cost of machinery. Suppose if the cost of machinery is 10 lakh and these installation wages are 50,000, right? Then your cost of machinery will be 10 lakh 50,000. Okay. Let us see the next example. Heavy expenditure incurred on advertisement. So first of all, you have to see which activity is this. This activity is operating activity. Advertisement is what? Operating activity. It is related to the sales. For selling your products, you need to advertise the products. You are selling the products, that means this must be revenue expenditure. But what it is written here? I have written here as deferred revenue expenditure. Not only revenue expenditure, it is written as Deferred revenue expenditure. Why it is deferred? Because it has benefit for number of upcoming years. If I have made heavy expenditure for advertisement, that advertisement will help me for selling my goods for so many number of years. You have seen the advertisements on the television. If there is an advertisement of soap, suppose there is a Lux soaps advertisement, Alia Bhatt is making advertisement, it will have benefit for number of many years, right? That means there are future benefits. So are you going to do such type of advertisements on daily basis? No. Right, once in a while you will prepare this advertisement, and that will go on TV or in print media or wherever you are supposed to. So it is non-recurring nature. But still, does it create any real fixed asset? No, no real fixed asset is created. So it has benefit for number of years, but there is no asset, real fixed asset. Hence it is treated as deferred revenue expenditure. This is not a reason given, this is given the treatment, how the deferred revenue expenditure is treated. It is shown as on asset side in the balance sheet. It is written off every year, and the amount written off should be debited to the profit and loss account. So you have to give two types of treatments. First of all, whatever amount you have incurred, suppose you have incurred 5 lakhs rupees. So this is your total amount. Out of this, every year you are going to write off rupees 1 lakh. So this 1 lakh will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account. And the remaining 4 lakhs have been remained. So it will be called as amount not written off, and it will be shown on the asset side in balance sheet, right? So two effects we have to give for this. You are going to do this in the next chapter. We have to give this treatment in adjustments. Next example, cost of construction of a building. Cost of construction of a building will be treated as capital expenditure. So you are constructing a building. Building is what? It is a fixed asset. That means which activity is that? It is investing activity. So you are incurring this expense for investing activity, and you are constructing a fixed asset. You may either purchase a building or you may self-construct this building. So here in this case you are constructing this fixed asset, and it has benefits for future years. It is non-recurring expenditure. That's why it will be treated as capital expenditure. Next example, machinery costing rupees 10,000 sold for rupees 12,000. Here you are not expending anything. This is not an example of expenses, but it is an example of receipt. You are going to receive money. You are selling machinery for rupees 12,000. So the sale proceeds of machinery are 12,000. And that's why it will be treated as capital receipt. Why it is capital receipt? Because it is arising from investing activity. It is non-recurring nature. And there is profit 12,000 minus 10,000. So rupees 2,000 is your profit. The cost was what? Cost was 10,000. Sales is what? 12,000. So profit will be 2,000. So this profit will be also treated as capital profit because it is arising from investing activity, right? Next, purchase the machinery for rupees 15,000. Now this is very easy example. You have purchased a fixed asset. You are purchased a fixed asset means which activity? Investing activity, right? So it is capital expenditure. Machinery will work for many number of years, so it has benefit for future period, and you don't purchase on recurring basis. That means it is non-recurring nature. That's why it is treated as capital expenditure. So that's all for the day. Thank you very much.